Epic fail. I just recorded this whole video, and when I was breaking down the set, I realized that I never put the battery in the mic. Now I just have to do it better than I did it last time. Intro.
You should come rolling my
Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from ChaseandRider.com. In this video, I'm gonna answer some of your questions that I get in the comments. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I take great pride in answering every comment, but sometimes it's just not possible. And also, some of the questions that I get posed are really good questions, so I figured let me make a video answering these questions. That way, if you're at home and you have the same questions, you can see how I feel about it. Let's get to the first question. Anthony English wants to know, could you do a video on some inexpensive suits/clothing brands and clothing for persons who live in the tropics/warm weather? We do want to dress well also. Much appreciation from Jamaica. Just last week, I released a video on the perfect summer blazer. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it somewhere up here. Also included in the description, but there will be a lot more videos like that coming as we get into the spring and summer. The next comment comes from Joseph White, and that was on my shoe shining video. He said, well done. What do you apply to the heel, if anything? So it depends on the condition of the heel. If it's just regular maintenance, sometimes I use some regular cream polish as I'm putting polish on the shoes. I'll put some dark brown polish on the heel or on the edges, or some black polish depending on the color of the heel, obviously. But if the heel is in really bad shape and it's losing some of its color, Spier does have a product called Spier Edge Dressing and Renovating. So you can definitely use some of that on the heel or on the edges. The next question comes from Debbie Atkinson, and she goes, what a good looking family you have. What are their names? This comment was left on my video called the 3 must-have shirt colors, where at the very end of the video, my wife and my daughter made a quick appearance. So my wife's name is Lauren and my daughter's name is Harlow. But I also have 2 sons. The oldest is Chase and the youngest is Ryder, hence the name of my company, Chase and Ryder. Thank you, Debbie. The next questions come from Michel Jean, and he goes, your coat is a 46. Do you wear suits of the same size? If I wear suit size 44, do you recommend a coat size 44 or 46? Michelle, that's a great question. On the Spier Mackay thread, Rick, the owner of Spier Mackay since last year, recommend that you take the same size coat as you do in your suits. So when I bought my first coat last year, which was the Rust Polo coat, I followed his advice and took a size 46, which is the same exact size that I wear in his suits. And it fit me perfectly. But there's been a lot of comments on the thread about guys taking the same size coat and suits, but they find that the coat is too snug or doesn't fit properly over the suit jacket. In my experience, I think the reason why taking the same size coat and suit jacket works for me is because I'm not a true 46. So I'm more of a 45, but when it comes to off-the-rack sizes, Spier Mackay only carries even numbers, so there's no such thing as a 45. But when I get a custom suit made, I get it in a 45. So I think the reason why it really works for me is because I'm not really a 46, so therefore there's enough room for the coat to fit nicely over the suit jacket because I'm in between sizes. So Michelle, if you're truly a 44, then I would recommend that you get a size 46 coat just to be on the safe side, because a coat shouldn't fit you snugly, you know what I mean? But if you're in between sizes like me, so if you're more of a 43 but you take a 44 because they don't carry a 43, then in that case I would say you can go ahead and take your size 44. The next question comes from John Chung. He goes, your name is Vladimir? Next question. The next question comes from Richard Yunachukwu. He goes, great content. However, can you share a video on men's underwear? I think it's an aspect of menswear that has been underlooked. And his name is Richard. Do they call you Dick for short, Richard? I would not be making any videos on men's underwear, man. As far as I'm concerned, that's one aspect of menswear that shall remain underlooked. Next question. Oh man, that's hilarious, man. Can't even make that up. Oh my God. Let me see. The next question comes from another Richard. Hopefully we have better luck this time. So this is Richard Lovett. He goes, hey my brother, I love your videos. I'm a bigger guy, I wear a size 56 regular suit. Can you suggest a company that I can find good style and stylish suit that is not big and tall DXL? I know what you mean, Richard. Like back when I used to work in the menswear industry, I had a few clients that played in the National Football League, and due to the way that they were built, they couldn't find anything off the rack. So whenever I'm working with a guy that's above a size 50, I would recommend that you go custom, because there's not really a company out there that I feel comfortable recommending for anything off the rack. At a size 56, you can't go wrong by going custom. The only negative is not every company that does custom actually goes up to a size 56. Most of them are capped at a 52 or 54. But there are some true custom companies out there that don't really have a cap on how high they can go. So that's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend anything off the rack for a size 56. Maybe just my ignorance, and there's some companies out there making some really nice product at that size, but I just don't know any. So I wish I could be more helpful. But unfortunately, I cannot recommend anything off the rack for a size 56 jacket. The next question comes from Hacked LOL. He goes, fantastic styling, big bro. Just once with your spread collars, can you find it in your heart to wear a double Windsor knot? Just once in a while, because that's what they was made for. I know what you mean, Hack, but unfortunately, no double Windsors for me. Maybe on a Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday on Instagram, I might post a picture from back when I used to wear those type of knots. But now, there aren't that many things that I hate more than a huge tie knot. So you will never catch me in a double Windsor. I'm more of a 4-in-hand kind of guy. I do know that my collars are usually pretty spread, but I think that the 4-in-hand still fits them. It's either I'm wearing a 4-in-hand knot or I'm wearing an Old Birdie knot, which is a knot that I learned from Kirby Allison. If you're not familiar with a 4-in-hand knot or Old Birdie knot, I'll include them in the description. But yeah, no double Windsors for me, man. The next question comes from Africa for Africans, and he goes, Spier Mackay versus Suitsupply. That's a good question. When it comes to Suitsupply, I know a lot of guys that first start their menswear journey at Suitsupply. So Suitsupply is very convenient. It's in a lot of cities. I remember when they first came to New York over 10 years ago, I want to say. It's a great place to get started, especially if you don't really know your size and you go there, you try on a few suits. But as I started to learn more about menswear and I discovered Spier Mackay, I may sound kind of biased, but to me, Spier Mackay is head and shoulders above Suitsupply. Rick from Spier Mackay does a really good job of curating the collection every year. Plus, he's very hands-on and he listens to his customers. So the styling that Spier Mackay provides is not something that you will find in off-the-rack suits. Like for example, I made a video last year where I unboxed a charcoal chalk stripe suit from Spier Mackay. One thing I love about this suit is some of the details is not what you usually find in ready-to-wear suits. Some of those details you have to get custom suits to actually get them, but this suit actually includes them right off the rack. First thing first, this suit has the side tabs. One thing that I love, and I have them on all my trousers, is pleats. And this suit actually comes with one single reverse pleat, as you can see right here. So this suit comes with what's called an extended waistband. When you button the trousers, or when you fasten them, this part, the extended waistband, actually goes through that loop, and then you button it right here. This type of style from Spier Mackay is called the Neapolitan. And what sets the Neapolitan apart from the other styles that they have is a few different things. For example, the size of the lapels. So these lapels are about 4 inches wide. You're not going to find that in the other style. Only the Neapolitan suit actually has that feature. Another feature of the Neapolitan style, it has really wide quarters as well. The quarters is the part of the suit that's under the button after you fasten it. That part is really wide, which is a really flattering look for most men. Another feature that I love in this suit is the pleated shoulders. That's done by making the sleeve bigger than the actual opening or where you fit the sleeve. So when they fit the sleeve into the jacket, they have to pleat it for the sleeve to fit. And this suit is double vented, like all the rest of my suits. And one thing that's confusing to some people, the suit has 3 buttons, but it's actually a 2-button suit, if that makes sense. So the third button that you see here, at the very top, is not meant to be buttoned. It actually gets covered by the lapel. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it somewhere up here. I'll also include it in the description. Not to mention, a suit like that was under $500. Like, to me, there's really no comparison. I just feel like Spier Mackay is better. That's not to say that Suitsupply is bad, far from it, but Spier Mackay is just better. Just their collection is better. Like, you guys seen what I wear every day. Like, all the suits that I wear in my videos, except for one of them, are all from Spier Mackay. The coats that I wear are from Spier Mackay. And like I was saying before, when I did the unboxing for the coat, not one piece of clothing that I own gets more compliments than the coat from Spier Mackay. Like the sport coats that they come out with every season are crazy, the suits are crazy, the shirts, the custom shirt program that they have is crazy. Like there's so many other things that Spier Mackay does that you can't get at Suitsupply. I just feel like Spier Mackay is better, and not to mention that the price is much better than Suitsupply. Like for example, if you want a full canvas suit from Suitsupply, the last time I checked, the least expensive full canvas suit was $9.99. Where Spier Mackay just released 2 full canvas suits in the Neapolitan style under $600. Like that's just unheard of, man. Like to me, it's not even really that close. Spier Mackay all the way, man. The next question comes from Obilis Seattle. Hope I'm saying your name right. He goes, please clarify why you would not wear a charcoal flannel chuck stripe to a wedding. To me, it's kind of obvious. Like if you go into a wedding that's not your wedding, the idea is for you to fit in and not stand out. A fabric like chalk stripe is a fabric that stands out compared to a solid color. So this is the last place to me where someone would wear a chalk stripe suit. You know what I mean? So to me, just common sense. Why would you want to wear a chalk stripe suit to a wedding? You know, but obviously it's not common sense because a lot of people have this type of questions. Last year I made a video on how you should dress for a wedding as a guest, and I got a lot of pushback. I think a lot of guys got it misconstrued. They think that I'm saying that you shouldn't look nice when you go to a wedding. That's not what I'm saying at all. Every wedding that I go to, even though I'm wearing a solid suit, I'm wearing a white shirt, I'm wearing a wedding tie, I'm wearing black shoes, I'm usually the best dressed man there. And I'm not saying that to brag. I really wish that all the guys at the weddings look nice. But we all know that not many guys really care about their appearance. So just going there wearing a solid color suit that fits, a nice clean shirt, a nice tie, nice black shoes that are clean, already going to stand out regardless, you know what I mean? So I guess what I'm saying is you shouldn't go there trying to stand out, but if you dress well and follow the dress code, you're going to look nice regardless. So there are so many options when it comes to a wedding other than a patterned suit. Like this is not the time to pull out your chalk stripe suit, not the time to pull out your pinstripe or your Prince of Wales suit. It's somebody's wedding, man. You can do a light gray, you can do a medium gray, you can do a charcoal gray, you can do a navy. There are so many different options, man. Why would you want to wear a chalk stripe suit? To me, that makes absolutely no sense. If I go to a wedding and I see somebody wearing a chalk stripe suit, the first thing that I think about is this guy's trying too hard. This is not a fashion show. You're going to somebody else's wedding. You know what I mean? So to me, it's a no-brainer, man. Just follow the dress code. You know what I mean? Like when you're getting married and you want to wear a chalk stripe suit, then you can do that. But things like black shoes, for example, to me, black shoes were made for occasions such as weddings. So if you have some nice brown shoes, find some other occasion to wear those brown shoes too. If you're going to a casual wedding, you can be a little bit more lenient with your dress code, but if you're going to a formal wedding, to me, it should be a solid colored suit and your shoes should be black. I really don't compromise when it comes to those type of things. But by all means, do you, man. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. So that was my first video answering the questions that I get in the comments. Let me know if you want me to make more of these videos in the future. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.